First of all, Lee, we talked to Alex earlier in the week and he said you were trying to do a bit of business here and there, and I think fingers crossed and everything's signed, sealed and delivered that you've done something. Tell us all about it.
Yeah, we brought a midfield player in, Eli King from Cardiff, a lad who we've had a look at for a long time, been on the radar, so we're happy to get that one done. Brings more competition to the squad and gives us selection headaches really moving forward now.
He's not a rookie either, is he? He's had a few games in Cardiff's first team.
Yeah, they were pretty reluctant to let him out. He's been in and around it throughout pre-season, so we've had to be patient with this one. So yeah, he's got plenty of pedigree. He's just the type of player we've been after to add to the squad. Just checking him out as well. It's his first loan, I think, out of Cardiff, so he'll be really keen to show up well and show his club down back in Cardiff what he's all about. Yeah, that's the aim for him, isn't it? He's had a taste of it at Cardiff with the first team. His aim will be to perform as well as he can for us, to push himself forward for Cardiff. You say it's a first loan, he's a real mature lad, so I think it will benefit him greatly and definitely benefit us in being here. And of course it was an area that you needed because you lost a couple of players through injury as well in that particular department. Fingers crossed, he trains well and he shows up well and you can use him straight away. Yeah, we'll have a good look at him today and tomorrow, and we'll make a decision on that tomorrow. What it does is it brings in competition and it opens up different avenues in terms of what we can do in terms of moving players around if we need to. So it's a great addition, but we'll have a good look at him over the next couple of days. Make sure he's settled in off the pitch and everything's all right for him in that manner, to see where we go on Saturday. Is that a key that the player you brought in is brings flexibility for you as the management team in terms of your selection options? Yeah, of course it does. It means we've got the flexibility to move players around if we need be. We've seen we've got a couple of injuries and suspensions. This is something that you're going to have to deal with throughout the season, but we feel bringing Eli in, it definitely opens up different avenues for players to play in different positions that aren't foreign positions to them. They're actual positions they're capable of playing in. We're not just going to move players around for the sake of it. We're going to be, people will still be playing in positions that we feel suit them. Just wrapping it all up then, you've been a player in the dressing room, and what does it do to the squad when you see that new face coming in? I know you had quite a busy time in the summer, but you've drip fed in one or two more since then. What does it mean to that dressing room? I think it'll be welcomed by the players. I think it will. He's a good player, a good character, plenty of references, obviously Perry and Windsor down there, so people have had good conversations with him. I think it'll be welcomed, and we want the squad to embrace competition, to push each other on. If we want to be anything like this season, these challenges for the individuals have got to be embraced and taken on, and welcome him to the group, but also see it as a challenge for certain players, and take that on. That's just the bonus, isn't it? You want to do all your homework behind the scenes with the coaches and that he's worked under and the management team down there. But to have two former crew players in that squad is an extra sort of added bonus for you to get the right feelings. Yeah, definitely. John Dillon's been in conversations with both of the lads. Funnily enough, I've had their physio, who I know, just texted me out of the blue this morning saying what a smashing lad he is. So in terms of what we're looking to bring to the dressing room, he ticks all them boxes. But no, they give him a glowing reference, and like you say, it's good to have people at a football club where you're trying to bring in a player, and also not only have they said he's a good lad, they've said he's a good player. Well, let's look ahead then now to the weekend. Bradford's coming up, arguably the best supported club in League Two. But for you, just talk us through how that week's gone, following on from a sort of real disappointment at the end of last Saturday. So how have you worked your week with your players? Yeah, excuse me. Yeah, it was obviously disappointment, but you've got to move on from them disappointments as quickly as you can. Like if you win, we as a management team, we're thinking about the next game already. So the players have had some rest this week. Worked hard within training sessions. We've come up with a plan of how we're going to play against Bradford. What we've got to do slightly better in the games as well, to improve and keep evolving and keep moving forward. But like you say, it'll be be a different challenge again. Brilliant stadium, they have a great fan base. Kenny went and watched them on Tuesday night and come back, and that's what he's on about, the fans and how they get behind their team. So they're going to have to deal with that, again, a different challenge. But we'll obviously focus on what we feel their strengths are, but we'll also focus on what we can do to get a foothold in the game and come away with the points.
It will be, arguably, for a few of your players, the biggest crowd that they've ever played in front of. How, as a management team, do you approach that for them? How do you try and help them before before the first ball's kicked, really? Yeah,
it's a difficult one because you can't go and grab 20,000 people and put them on the training ground. But I always say when these lads were 10 years of age, I'm pretty sure they watched the Premier League and wanted to play in the Premier League. Now I'm not saying they won't get there because they're all young lads. So what an opportunity to actually what you wanted to do when you were younger, you're actually going to be doing that on Saturday. So it's an unbelievable opportunity. Everything you thought football was going to be, playing in front of 20,000 people every week, you're going to do it Saturday. So just enjoy it, and absolutely enjoy it and embrace it, and don't get involved with it, and just take it all in. And like I say, just enjoy it. It's so hard to replicate, and whatever we say to them in terms of this, that and the other, you don't know how they're going to react because they've never done it before. But this is what they wanted to do, I assume, play in front of big crowds every week. So go out there, enjoy it, embrace it, and make sure you leave everything on the pitch and you've got no regrets at the end of it.
It's at the end of the day, that 11 against 11, but it does typify how big a club it is when you see who's in their dugout. Mark Hughes has been at the highest level in his football playing career and also been at a high level as a manager. Finds himself now at a League Two club, but he's got some more of eye, hasn't he?
Yeah, he has, and I think what he's done is brilliant. I think he could have just sat at home or waited for a different opportunity. Backs himself to drop down to League Two from the clubs he has been managing. I think it's brilliant, and I think it's good for all managers in general to see what he's done. He's obviously had to have a little change around over the last 12 months or whatever in terms of bringing his own players in, but he's doing a good job. Like you say, he's a legend. Great footballing career, just brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Which seems like a really good fella. Hopefully get to have a good chat with him after the game. Well,
this next question has set me back a little bit because it's the first time he's prompted me with a question, and he's been in the job for probably 2-3 years. He's now the media manager, and he tells me that Callum Ainley is going to be playing his 250th game.
Is that right?
If he's selected, so just a word on him. And Mr. Breeze, that's good.
Right. Well, look, Callum's been magnificent since we've been in from last season. He looks a different player to me, if I'm honest. Some ability, still plenty of potential in there. Now I know he's getting to the mid-20s, but he looks something like the last couple of months. We've all known the talent's there, and I know people have said it over and over again about him, but don't overcomplicate the game for him. He's far better at football than what I am, so don't overcomplicate it for him. Help him without the football, just be in the right positions and let him have some freedom. But to turn up 250 games for this football club, he loves the football club. He's been here for a long time. Turned down opportunities to leave this football club as a young lad because of what connection he's got with the football club. But he's a smashing lad, and hopefully throughout the season we're going to see the best of him.
He seems to be playing with a smile on his face, and the other thing that we've noticed, Peter and I, he's been targeting a bit, hasn't he?
And he just, you want to see his legs. Honestly, we laugh about it, but he's got, and I'm not just saying it, he's got bruises all over his legs, and it's definitely something we'll be mentioning every time we speak to a manager. Ainley's a good player. Salford, after the game, I know he was all about Callum. So he is getting targeted. He is. They're fouling him as soon as he gets the ball. They're on top of him. It's definitely something we'll be bringing to light more often because. you know what happens in the end, and we don't want that to happen. So he's definitely getting targeted, but it shows how well he's doing. It shows how well he's doing, and he knows that. He's not, because of that, he's not probably getting the ball all the time. But what he's doing, he's affecting the ball. He's affecting the game without the football, because he's just attracting defenders around him, which is then giving spaces to other people to go and hurt the defence.
Well, all you summer signings seem to have settled in well and going along with what you're asking. Well, kind of Courtney Baker-Richardson has sort of come to the fore, hasn't he? You know, 4 in the last 5 games, and he's becoming an early fans' favourite.
Yeah, and you can see why, can't you? He's all action, gets out there, puts himself about, and when you produce a goal like that, which isn't a fluke, by the way, if you look at his goals that he scores worldies. The second one, I think the manager mentioned he was more happy with, because we've been on about him getting in the box. We were when he came in the door to speak to. We wanted him to get more tap-ins, but you can see why he's a fan's favourite. He works hard. He's a smashing lad. You know, I keep saying it about everybody, but we've taken on in good characters. If you work hard, Graham, for the shirt, then give everything you've got for that shirt, and you can pop up with a worldie like that. You know, you're going to be well liked, aren't you? But I don't think if you took the goal away, that worldie, I think what he's adding to the team, I think people will like and gravitate to anyway. I'm not sure he's lost an header yet. So he's bringing lots of little attributes to the team. Like I say, take his goal away, what everything else he's doing, working hard, hold up play, encouraging other players around him. He's great in the dressing room. You can see why he's a fan's favourite.
We wait till around about 2 o'clock on Saturday afternoon to get that team news confirmed with yourself, but for the first time this season, you've got that challenge and that decision to make of your goalkeeping situation. You brought Arthur Okonkwo in on loan because of what you were bringing him in on loan anyway.
Yeah.
Then Dave Richards, unfortunately, at a terrible time, got his injury, but he's now fit and he's now playing. And you've got a decision to make.
Yeah, we have. Dave's been brilliant. Even when he's had his injury, he's been out with the footballs at his feet, working in and around improving his footwork. But yeah, we've got a decision to make. I think Arthur's done fine when he's been in. It looks to be growing in confidence with every game he's playing. I'm not sure he could get pretty much more laid-back lad than what he is. But no, we've got a decision to make, and it's one we're going to have to look closely at. But it's good, isn't it, that we've got decisions like this to make.